All right, and we good. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Bust on the Weekend here. I am your host. I'ma fuck that up. I am your host, MC Buster. Very glad, man, for everybody, man, to be tuned into the podcast, even though that it has been I say a small phase of inconsistency of because lately, man, I have been been having other things going on, and especially starting school around May, and now right now the semester is ending, and not sure what day that I'm going to be starting my starting the finals exams and stuff. So I'm gonna be studying heavily. But yeah, man, it's just all's good though. But right now I'm just slowly getting back, trying my best to slowly get back into the motion of things. And also, me and my co-host now just got some cooking up for so before I took time and do this right here. And hey, if you are new and just now finding out about the podcast and this is your first time watching on an episode from me, I will leave a link down below to my to the playlist of my podcast where you can catch other episodes that I have recently done, from the first one all the way up to my most recent about 2 months ago. Well, with my dog Fred Perry, returning again as a guest, and I feel like that, but I probably say so far that I have been doing this podcast and get the best episode was when the first time that my dog Fred had appeared. Me, him, my co-host. I probably say that's one of my favorite episodes, man. And also very good, man, to having other guests or having other guests on the I'm sorry, having other guests on the podcast, especially that people who you have been going to school with and have been congratulating with and stuff, man. I think that's something that is great right there. But I probably say for sure that episode 8 with Fred Perry on the first day that he had sold, man, was probably one of my best ones so far. And it took a lot of work for me to do about a good 3 days of editing, because I had to chop it up to 3 different parts and stuff. But hard work pays off, and and then on top of that's the beginning of the year, especially around the Super Bowl weekend. But I say I say all of them as all the episodes that I did are all my favorite, because it shows the growth the growth that I'm willing to build within the content that I'm doing my best to get better at day by day. And for the first episode, things will start slow for so, but like I feel like as you continue to get more better with it, especially the content that you willing to show out, displaying your talent and everything. It could be from a sketch or from making music, making beats, podcasting. Pretty much is a new trend. As you get better, as you get better with time and time, and the better will come. It doesn't matter that you might getting 50 views from the first episode. Well, ain't even about that. It's about enjoying something that you like to do, and something that you good at. Then just try your best to be consistent on with because every road is not gonna be smooth. Motherfucker gonna be bumpy here and there, but the goal every day isn't to be perfect. The goal is to be better on day by day. Better than yesterday, better than last year, better than last week, better than 2 hours ago. You can say The goal of every day isn't to be perfect, but to be better every day. Be a better person. Be better doing better with your content and stuff. If people ain't supporting, then you got to. And nobody doesn't like it, then you like it because that's something that you chose to do. Ain't nobody else ain't nobody else chose that decision but you. But at the end of the day, you got people that who support you and everything, continue to tell you to keep going, that genuinely really fuck with your content, then that is a spark of motivation for you to keep going with. Like I said, the goal of every day isn't to be better. I mean, it isn't to be perfect, but to be better than yesterday, last year, last week, last month. You only live once within this life. Make the best out of it. All right, so before we get to cracking with a few segments within the topic of sports, NBA for sure, I like to start off with my usual thoughts of the day, and I'm going to recite a verse from John 8:12 from my other phone here, and it says, again, Jesus spoke to them saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Amen. Amen. I did say something about I am. I sound like I start to sound like that motherfucker Remy for sinners. I am your way out. Even though I'm not trying to betray like I'm a messiah and stuff. No. But it's just the way that I started off, like I was trying to sound like him. From sinner. I am your way out. But anyways, man. But to give a little recap of that movie, it's pretty much an 8.5 out of 10. That's all I gotta say for it. You haven't seen, then go see it. But other movies for this month, especially it's about to end. Superman, I haven't got a chance to see it. Fantastic Four, something that I'm more interested in seeing. It has came up by 4 days ago, I think. But I got to make time. I got to make time to see it. With the appearance of Galactus. I think that they said that he's not gonna be the bigger dog. He has shrunk down to he's big. Not saying in a weird way, but he's comic book accurate. But he is not he's not a big as a celestial type. Even though I'm not sure that he can even take on a celestial. But it's up for debate, for people who does debate that kind of stuff, especially with the MCU and Dragon Ball Z. But I probably say for that, I say MCU versus Dragon Ball Z. The little debate on that. And Dragon Ball Z might end up beating the shit out of the MCU character, but the comic books edition, it's going to be a tough battle. It's going to be a rough one. It's going to be a rough one. I can say, because especially with World War Hulk will fuck up a lot of shit. Especially Thor, especially all the suits that Iron Man got, especially the symbiote suit and shit, Captain America, especially Maestro Hulk motherfucker too. I've been keeping in tune with the comic books, this especially of Marvel and DC, learning the history about that. If I'm saying that Marvel DC are my favorites, I gotta get more into the comic and everything. I just don't like how they nerf the Hulk. I don't like it. That's probably the only disappointment I got, especially all the other bullshit that Marvel has been going on since the 2020s had came around. They souls been ass. Loki, it's good. WandaVision, I don't know. Agatha, although I don't give a fuck about her. What if first season was pretty solid? I say there are a couple other episodes after around 2 and 3 was pretty good. The rest of them was just ass. But the first season of that is good. Marvel Zombies was but there's just a little recap though. I'm not gonna get into it that much. But I might in another episode. But right now we're gonna get into these topics of the NBA, the segments. But for the first one that we're gonna get into, that is the most recent. It's called the Unction. The Unction, not function. Minute at a time, minute song, function. Hey, I remember that song that Golding was on feature with. But I like that song. My brother has something about side to him though, man. What's happening, bro? But the Unction. Alright, so when I say that, that means everybody that is on down the whole roster on the LA Clippers they are fucking old. Scared as fuck to get past the first round due to they bruised ass egos, motherfuckers abusing low management and shit. Kawhi Leonard. Now son, you want to come back now? Like don't get me wrong though, like the first round that they had with Denver, no, he was there. I can't say that he wasn't there, but for some reason he's just taking advantage of the Clip. Like, how well you gonna sit there and say you want to go home, but you're not giving the franchise what they really deserve, which is a championship. You sit down and play one season with a team, and then you gonna go over there back home, and then you just gonna intensely sabotage any chances of them ever receive a ring. How you just gonna have the championship mentality and then don't bring that to the Clippers? You pretty much just hold them hostage on like somebody else who on the other more popular franchise within LA, the Lakers. But we're not gonna talk about that. We talk about the Unction. Why them? James Harden. Another sorry ass motherfucker. Great scorer though. Nicholas Batum, who took Daniel $100 million for sorry and decided to play trash, intensely not caring anymore, not playing anymore. Well, he actually playing, but he just sorry. Bradley Beal, who finessed all the shit out of Phoenix. That max contract that he had, came over there with the big three. It was not gonna fucking work at all. It was not gonna work because all that isolation don't mean shit. But I feel like Bradley Beal cause he be more of the defensive angle out of the big three. But Kevin Durant, he is a good defender, but his play style is more of scoring isolation. But with those three to go, that shit was not gonna work. Swept out the dope. Kicked out the play into him. Kevin Durant with 35,000 points. Still lost to fucking Grizzlies. But again, though, it's still a great milestone, though, individually, But it just wasn't enough. But now, okay, Brook Lopez, who has, had a rough time with Milwaukee, trying to help them get out, trying to help them to get back to the finals, but it wasn't enough due to the roster themselves was getting old and everything. Giannis was still young. Lopez was 33 when he had got the ring in Milwaukee in 2021. Then Chris Middleton was getting old. Drew Holiday was there himself. Everybody else around them wasn't pretty good either after that great run they had. So he signed with the Clippers. And last but not least, Chris Paul, who had decided to end his NBA career with the Clippers, who he has been with 9 years ago, left them to go with Houston, playing with the same person who should have beat the fucking Warriors in 2019. KD was out. Why y'all couldn't beat them? That's all I'm saying. He was not hurt in 2019. He was not hurt. He was still funks. Now it's the unks. But I believe that it is a great way to end your career with a team who you had a great era with, the last seed era, even though they had their rough time getting through conference finals. But the most unexcusable, and we're gonna go back down to memory lane, the most unexcusable loss was 2015 second round when they was up 3-1 against the Rockets. The same person that he played with, that beat the shit out of him coming back from 3-1 lead. The same person. It's fucking crazy that Chris Paul was up 3-1 against James Harden in 2015. 2 years later, you play against the same nigga you blew a 3-1 lead to. Years later, y'all reuniting together. Do some of y'all probably seeing right now that it's a first round exit? It's another first round exit. It's no telling. It's no telling at this point. I hope they can at least do something, because I don't give a fuck. I kind of don't give a fuck about them right now. Because especially with Kawhi Leonard and shit, I don't give a fuck about them right now, in my opinion. Because all them niggas, man, are pretty much just bruised by ego, except Brook Lopez. I can give it to him, because I say that for him, he had the better run, in my opinion, because Brook Lopez did get an all-star, but I feel like that ever since that he went to Milwaukee, he has focused more on the defensive side of things. He's a great defender. That man has been averaging over 2.5 blocks per game. That's probably a sleeper, in my opinion. That's a big sleeper. That is a big sleeper. And I feel like that with that much defensive effort on Milwaukee, it can help them get far, in my opinion, even though that he's almost 40. Because on the scoring side of things, especially with the 3-pointer and stuff, but on the defensive side, you cannot sleep on that. That will come for some. That will come right there. But with those 6 right there, I'm not sure that it's gonna be I'm not sure they're gonna even get out of the second round. But if they do get to the second round, it'll be a surprise, because that's something that they should have been fucking did. That's something that they're supposed to been doing. All them big names that y'all got, all them big names that y'all got older, y'all sitting around and telling me that y'all can't even get to fucking conference finals. It don't mean shit. Y'all sitting, I hate, here's the thing, I really hate how much that people be hyping up shit, and especially within the regular season. Okay, y'all gonna get a championship, y'all might have, but the postseason says otherwise. That's what matters the fucking most. You cannot be so hype about something just to be disappointed. That's the reason why it's a thing. It's called never celebrate too early. Never celebrate too early at all. You can't do it. Never ever celebrate too early, because You can do all that great shit within the postseason, or within the regular season, but what about the postseason? That's all I gotta say. What about postseason? What about the first round? Are y'all gonna really put y'all fucking pride and selfish ass egos on side and actually try to win the fucking ring? That's pretty much the focus right there. Are y'all gonna stop with all that low management ass bullshit and really win the fucking ring? What happened in that first round against them don't mean shit because you still fucking lost to them. James Harden in and out within those games. Play hard, then start giving a fuck. You can't do it. You are Daniel, 36 years old. All these niggas, the Unction, I can say, old ass niggas who is acting so fucking trash that they let money get to them. They acting like that sense. They making so much they don't even gotta give a fuck no more. I guarantee you, if Joel Embiid decide to go to LA, that shit would be a fucking disappointment. Embiid ain't no motherfucking better than himself, and he's what, younger than Paul George. He's supposed to be what win the ring right now, and everybody won't sit around here and compare this nigga to Hakeem Olajuwon, the fucking greats, Shaq and shit. Nikola Jokic, what, having a triple-double season and shit, he's better than him. He's fucking better than him, and he don't even average a block per game. He's supposed to be better than him, but we're not talking about them two. We are talking about the fucking Unction. Are they actually gonna put all that selfish ass bullshit aside and really focus on winning the championship? Cause Chris Paul came close in 2021. You had your fucking chance, nigga. But don't get me wrong, he had a great NBA career. It's just that one moment you had your fucking chance. But that was history. But I feel like that, like I said, big names are not enough if a ring doesn't come with it. It's not enough. Yeah, the Unction. Yeah, James Harden, Westbrook, Kawhi, and Paul George. Yeah, that was there. Sorry. I don't give a fuck about niggas platoon, for real. I really don't. I really don't give a fuck about all of them. I mean, don't get me wrong though, they great players and everything, but it's just that, they selfish, the egos and all them flaws and shit. It might not work this time. It ain't gonna mean shit. And for real, in my opinion. But that's all I gotta say for this episode here. I really was gonna make like 3 different segments of this, but we're gonna keep this short. Y'all stay tuned for a part 2 of this right here. But I'm gonna keep this short right here for part 1. This has been another episode of Buster on the Weekend here. I am your host once again, MC Buster, man. It is good to be back and to the podcast again, even though it has been a little short, 2 months or so, man. But stay tuned for more content, especially more beats that I have for y'all in the future. For so, be on the lookout for that. I also have one that's supposed to be dropping soon, and I'm going to and making plans for another beat tape that's going to be coming soon as well. But man, if you really like the content and actually support what I do, please like, share, and subscribe and spread the word for your boy. But this has been part 1 for so. I am your host, MC Buster, once again, and I will see y'all next time. And like I always say, let's do it again. Peace.